Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to another amazing segment of the Black Girl Encourage Her. I am your hostess, Sheniqua Inspires, and I am delighted to be with you just another time so that I can bring you some more gems because we have been doing such a phenomenal job meeting entrepreneurs these past few months, and I've got another one. My concept behind this is to introduce you to businesses that you didn't even know could be a business. Things that could generate a profit, things that could serve as your part of your calling, you're leaving an impact with the world. So I'm just thinking, your girl is over here really thinking. And of course, I thought of another gem or to meet today so that way you will know her too, and you will make certain you're connected to her just in case you need her. So without further ado, I'm going to bring my sister friend Erica to the stage.
Hello.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Girl, hey, how are you?
I am so glad that we got a chance to connect. We've been friends for quite some time, but as the algorithms be algorithm, we kind of just get on the sidelines. So it is good to be able to conversate with you for just a bit and get caught up on what's going on in your life. So I know a little bit about you. Please introduce yourself to the people.
Hello, everyone. My name is Erica Michelle Bailey. I am a multifaceted entrepreneur. I started in the industry as a coach. I'm a certified coach, speaker, and author. I am the owner and the operator of Brand Her Right LLC. Now we'll talk about it later, but I'll tell you where that came about and how God is so strategic on how he does things. I have to say that Brand Her Right LLC is my current baby. That venture started off with apparel and merchandise. And then because I serve women in business in the coaching industry, it kind of bled into that. And so I'm dedicated to empowering individuals and startups, right? Through custom apparel and comprehensive branding services. So not only do we provide you with apparel and merchandise, we also have the ability to connect and provide additional services such as coaching. We offer the opportunity to strategize with us if you need a strategy on how to introduce your product when you decide to put it in, and it just goes on from there. So I have a bachelor's degree in business. That's where my love for business, my jam started off really with systems and processes because I've been in the office of space pretty much all my working career, from the military to customer service to management, over 12 years of management. So those two things married each other, and that's kind of how Brand Her Right came about. But yeah, so we offer a suite of branding services, meticulously, like really crafted to elevate startups and to take them to another level. So that's kind of how that went.
I love it. I love it. So there's so much there with the branding, the business, the branding. But I just have to say, I have to ask everybody, do y'all like my t-shirt? I hope y'all like my t-shirt. Because this t-shirt was actually created by Erica Michelle herself. I had to pull it out of the crates. I said, wait a second. Let me promo real quick because it's been a while. Now I've had this shirt for some time, but I love it. I actually did a photo shoot in this shirt, and it says, "Live better, feel better, be better," and it matches my brand, A Better You. And this queen right here was the one that created. She's actually created a couple of shirts for me, but I can only wear one shirt at a time, unless y'all want me to do a Diana Ross quick change and change up my shirts. But I love the concept of merchandise. So tell us why you thought that was important enough to start a business surrounding it.
I have to be really honest with you. That was not my thought ever. My husband and I, from the very beginning, before we were married, I, had my brand. He has his brands, and I always outsourced. I had an amazing company that I used in North Carolina, and anything I needed in regards to my brand, that's when Erica Michelle. So it was Erica Michelle before I got married. And
Yes.
then when I got married, I prayed about it and I brought in the Erica Michelle Bailey, which is
Yes.
the same, but just an extension of who I am now. And so they took care of everything. So of course, when he and I got together dating, we were serious, we got engaged, he too used that company. And I will never forget, it was in June of 2020 because COVID had happened. And my husband and I, we were supposed to be on this great, amazing anniversary getaway. And of course, we couldn't go. So we decided, okay, we're going to do something. And so we went to a resort, and it's local in Texas. Now, this is our anniversary, but while I was there, God was dropping in me, like, I need you to get this. I need you. I'm like, God, like, I never ever. So fast forward, I speak to my husband. I say, I keep getting this from God to buy this machine. I had no knowledge of this machine. I had heard of it, which the first machine was the Cricket. And I'm like, I've heard of it, but what would I do with that? So when the God kept pressing on my heart, I really thought it was for myself and my husband, so we could be better stewards of our money, because it's a lot of money. Not a lot of money as it was more of a current amount of money because we were doing so much at the time. So I'm thinking, okay, eventually what's going to happen is I'll be able to take a little bit of what our branding firm does, but we'll keep them, but I'll be able to do like quick things. I had no idea that there was a business out of that or anything. That's my honest truth. So I cannot take credit for that. What happened is, as I began to pursue just making the t-shirts, I thought it would be like a collection of a statement line. Never again did I think it was going to be where I was going to begin to service businesses. So when I got clear on that, and God showed me that, no, you won't just be making t-shirts. You will run a business, and this is how the business is going to look. And then he started just downloading, and as he began to download, I had a very good friend. She actually works with Cricket, the Cricket machine. She sews, she's self-taught, all of those great things. So I began to share. I flew into Florida for something, and she lives there. I say, hey, this is what's been on my heart. She was like, get the Cricket and I'll teach you the basics. Well, she got sick, so she could not teach me the basics. And it was me and God. I promise you, I would be in there crying on the floor. Lord, I don't know how to do this, how to do that. But with that being said, Brand Her Right came about maybe in 3 months after he downloaded. He did not give me the whole vision. That's what I try to tell people, the women that I get to coach, like, we can't sit and wait for an entire vision, because he did not give me. He is still downloading the vision of what Brand Her Right will look like, as we continue to grow. So I can't take credit for it. I promise you, I would have never in my life thought I would have that business. Coaching is my thing. Processes, as I said, systems. Let me see what's going on. Why you're not, whatever's broken, let's fix this. So Erica Michelle Bailey Cole remains one entity, and Brand Her Right began to grow out. And that's the thing that has been nurtured the most. And so we are known, or we would say we want our business to be known as, custom over everything. So you can go to plenty places and get a t-shirt. And I've referred people to other people, because we don't start machines until we have an order of a minimum of 5. So we know our target is business owners, small ministries, corporations, and or nonprofit organizations, those type of things. But it's been an amazing journey. This year, and the month of June will be 5 years old. So you were with me in the very beginning, and I'm grateful because the quality is still there. Your shirt looks really good. The material on it is great. We have upped it since then. I work a lot with sublimation, and we'll talk about that later. But I started to invest, and God is so good, because I didn't know why he would say sometimes, oh, get this machine. I'm like, God, I don't even know what to do with this machine. but he was setting me up. He was setting the business up. So that's how Brand Her Right really began to evolve and thrive. And we're still here even through COVID. We're still here even right now with, how the economy is going, because I'm not gauging by the economy. I know what God has told me about the business, and that's how I've been running the business.
Come on now. That's what I'm talking about. So it doesn't matter what the economy, the stock market, y'all keep doing what y'all doing over there.
Yes,
But God said,
God
right?
said
That's the plan that we stand on. I love
yes.
that. There's so many good things, but especially in this entrepreneur edition that I'm doing with the Black Girl, encourage her.
Okay.
When you have a business, people have to know
Yes.
about your business,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
Back in the days, I guess word of mouth, Susie would tell Tom and Tom would tell, Ben, and Ben would tell, like, so word of mouth used to work for back in the days. As technology has grown, as society has evolved a bit more, we have more means to get the word out. Most of people stick to social media. Well, I'm
Yes.
going to put my book on social media. I'm going to beat everybody in the head with it on social media. Why nobody buying my book? I put it on social media. How come nobody signing up for my program? I
Yes.
put it on social media.
Gotta
But
be.
it is about taking that message. So it is about getting that message. We know we can put it on social media, but it is about how do we get that message out in addition to social media.
Yes.
And branding with merchandise, like into t-shirts. I always keep my strengthest mug here. So
Mhm.
having merchandise, pens. I'm sure I've got some pens here that's got
Yes.
some merch. This is from the election. Even the
Yes.
election people understand about marketing, right? So
Yes.
when you go in to vote, they give you these pins and it has the reminder, it has the information, and
Mhm.
people keep this. So
Yes.
that is what we're talking about when we're talking about this branding, this merchandise. It's hats, it's handbags, it's just about anything that
Yes.
you can put your message on. And I can tell you for a fact, it has happened to me numerous times when I go out with a t-shirt on that
Mhm.
has writing, someone is always reading the t-shirt.
Yes.
They're always reading the t-shirt. I remember one time I was in LA. I was out in LA. I had a conference that I had went to, and it just so happened to be my birthday, and I was out with my cousin Mia, and we were out at a restaurant, and of course, I've got on my I didn't know my own strength t-shirt, which is my
Mhm.
first book. This guy says, "I didn't know my own strength."
Hmm.
That's interesting. And it's a conversation starter.
Yes.
So I love the fact that you have literally turned this into it's like a word of mouth. Like
Yes.
you are taking the word of mouth portion of it and you're making it simple. You don't like to talk to people? No problem. Put it on a t-shirt.
Yes. Yes.
Put
Yes.
it on a cap.
Put
Put
it
it
on.
on a mug. And
Mhm.
and now it speaks to people
Yes.
without you having to speak to people. So I'm grateful to God that he gave you this ministry.
Mhm.
Um, let's talk to the people who think this might be something they can do.
Yes.
What would you share with them if they're like, I never thought about printing t-shirts and mugs and keychains and things of that nature? What could you say to them that would encourage them to proceed forward?
So, this is amazing you say that, because it's conversations that I have all the time. And I literally want to expand even your thought of a t-shirt. And the reason I say that is I love my t-shirts. I was never a t-shirt girl. I have like 2 or 3 drawers now of different t-shirts, because whenever I make a t-shirt, I mean, whenever I make t-shirts or whatever I make, I become the first client or customer for that person. So I buy right off the top. I could make it. That's not how it works. If it comes to me, an order comes to me, I ask them, is it okay if I buy one? They say yes. I pay them for it and go on. So I want to expand you beyond that, right? I love a good t-shirt. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
It is a saturated market, right?
Mhm.
Because again, you can buy a t-shirt from everywhere. I just like to make you think outside the box. You
Mhm.
know, custom is the key. You know, I don't want to walk in the room and look like everybody else. Here's
Facts.
the first thing, right? You don't even have to invest in any kind of materials. You don't. You can find a company such as Brand Her Right. We drop ship for you. I have a
Yeah.
client where she's a traveling her business requires her to travel every day. So we came up with her concept. She has a website. She gets her orders. We have a whole system behind. She knows how many she has to order, yada, yada, yada. We have a spreadsheet. She drops her customers, their payments, all the information. Brand Her Right makes them. Brand Her Right have her custom cards that she like, and we ship them out, right? Now that's a I would say a beta program. I have not offered that. I do not offer that because that then is an expansion because I have my collection, which is my own Forgiven and a
Right.
couple of other things. And then I have the business part of Brand Her Right, which is where I deal strictly with my customers, which turns into clients, which then I believe we turn into partners, right? I don't keep them in a as a customer, right? As they're growing with me, we become partners. I
Yeah.
understand your vision. It's not just me creating because I also design too. I don't
Mhm.
design everything. I only design what God leads me to. To say
Mhm.
what I'm saying to you is don't worry about what you do not have. If
Yes.
God say, I want you to add bags to your business, ask him, okay, God, where do I start? Whether
Yes.
it be a drop ship company, there's many of them out there. I just give you the pros and cons. I have a class that I do offer.
Nice.
Um, and then once you decide, you have to find out what do your audience want. Everybody don't want a t-shirt. If you're
Facts.
talking to professional women, they may want a t-shirt, but they want a certain kind of t-shirt. So
Yes.
are you going to be the standard or are you going to do premium? Right? Because premium means you're going to pay more for your product as the owner of the business, but you earn more because that clientele knows what they want. They
Yeah.
want to be able to wear it with their suits. They want to take
Yeah.
their jacket off and go out for a drink. They want to
Yeah.
go whatever they want to do. So know your target audience. Don't
Mhm.
just think, oh, well, this is my slogan and everybody loves it because and you're gonna be stuck with that stuff.
Yep.
We know how that works. If you don't
Yep.
work in business with your book, you may have a great book, but it does not mean that you're going to sell out. It does not mean you're going
True.
whatever your vision is for. It doesn't happen because you became an author. And so that's the biggest thing is once we walk through that and you know or you have a good gut feeling, I want to try this, then I then will say, okay, go ahead and do a beta, put a poll out there, give them two options, see what they buy. Like I will walk my client through the whole thing. So I don't just find clients just so I can make their products or their merchandise. I want to create I want to help them walk through the whole thing. That's where our strategy sessions come
Yes.
in. And so it's such a big thing because the thing is for me, I want you to win. Like I'm not here just to make all the money. Like I need to know you want to win. And when I know you want to win, then we can become partners, not on paper, but where you and I work specifically about your brand. I tell people all the time, picking a logo, a color, and a font is great. That is not what
It's
branding,
not.
that's not the
Yep.
circumference of branding. And so as I begin to educate them, that helps them to say, oh, wow, I'm missing a whole thing. So I have this great idea, but nothing is happening. Then my question is, how long do you want to be the best, the greatest hidden secret? No one
Mhm.
wants to be. We want our business hopefully to grow and scale and do all the things that businesses
Right.
should do, but you have to make sure you get behind and really do the work before you launch into. Now if you're just adding something like I just want some shirts, I'm not trying to sell them, I just then we talk about brand awareness. Then that's
Mhm.
a different
Mhm.
conversation,
Mhm.
right? Brand awareness is okay, how do you make yourself present in every space that you go into and
Yes.
think outside the box. So I'll give a great example really quick. I will make it short. So I don't do vending. I just don't. That wasn't ever in my plan. I had a good friend say, "Hey, I really need your product line. That's the Forgiven line at my conference. And I was like, well, I don't do vending. She was like, please. And I was like, okay. And I can tell you later why I don't. But so I went to do the vending and I said, okay, God, what do I want to bring differently outside of my apparel? So I started researching and I said, you know what? Instead of regular business cards, I found these small blank t-shirt keychains that I can supplement on, and it'll be a keepsake, right? And once you put that on your ring, you don't usually forget it. And magnets are great and all of those things. And I have to tell you, that was one of because there were other businesses there. They was like, oh my God, I love this keychain. It was straight to the point. It had the business name, it had our email. I mean, it had our website, and it had a contact number. It was colorful, whatever.
Mhm.
So I am saying that even if you don't decide, make sure that if you're going into a space as a business owner, something sets you apart. And that's what branding correctly does. And that's how Merch That Matters, my ebook, dropped, because I found a hole that needed to be filled. And I know it's for the average business owner who's in there at least first 3 to 5 years. They're still trying to figure this out. Social media is wonk. And they're like, how do I continue to build this business? And late one night, God gave me the thought, after having a conversation with a potential client, which became a client. And he said, if you can package that up and bless other businesses that may not be ready to work with you, then that can give them a head start. And I don't give fluff there. I give it just as if I would do it
Yeah.
to them. So
Yeah.
that's how Merch That Matters. My ebook, it launched January the 1st. It has done well. I am waiting for reviews because, of course, I said, hey, I want you guys to read it. It's like almost 20 pages. It's a full ebook. It's not a 3-page PDF. I'm not knocking anyone, but that's not an ebook to me.
Yeah.
And so, and I'm excited about that ebook because I really believe that if when it hits the right hands, the right entrepreneur hands, they're going to be able to do something, and they're going to know that it's possible to be done.
I love it. So you all make certain the link is in the description box. Make certain that you click on the link, or you copy the link, you paste it in your browser so that you can get a copy of this book, Merch That Matters, because it really does. And so what I'm hearing you say, Erica, as business owners, right? We get this business, right? We get this concept, it downloads in us. We get so super excited about it. We love it. We think the world is going to love it, right? It's our baby. It's what God gave us. And so we run with it.
Yes.
We run with it, but oftentimes it's what we want.
Mm-hmm.
And what I heard you say, it's about what your audience wants. If you're selling something, it's about what they need, what they want, not what you can do.
Yes.
Not what you can do. So I love the fact that your business, even though it's, Brand Her Right, and you've got this merch, it's beyond that. It almost reminds me like of a school or an institution, a learning institution, where you're getting a basic understanding. Yes, Erica can, she can get the t-shirts made for you, the mugs made for you, easy peasy, but it is about the understanding of your business concept.
Yes.
So I would even say to people who were thinking about starting a business, I would say that you start with Erica as well, because it'll help you to not make some of the mistakes. And I can admit to it, I've made numerous mistakes.
Yes.
Numerous mistakes when it comes to business, because I like it, I made it.
Yes. Me too. Me too, sis. I'm right with you.
Right?
Yes.
So this is a great addition to the entrepreneurial edition, because that's a word of advice. So if you have a business, whether you're just starting out or even if you've been doing it for a while, Erica can help you analyze, because she's a systems person. Not everybody is the systems persons, right? She's a systems person, so she can analyze the why. So yes, if you come to her and say, I need these t-shirts, she's going to ask you why.
Yes.
to hopefully save you from making a, because it can get really costly getting
And
all this stuff, and you got all these boxes stored up in your house, taking up all of the space, and
yes,
then it's not moving. So
yes,
it is about having the strategy, and I think
strategy.
that's what
That's
I
it.
heard the most. It is
Mhm.
about the strategy, and I
Yes,
can attest to Erica being a powerful, mighty woman of God. Like I said, we've known each other
a
for
long
many,
time.
many years, and like I know, watching her through the ups and the downs, one thing that has not changed is her faith. Her
Hmm.
faith in God, her commitment to ministry. And I think where we left off, you were just getting married. And
Yes,
that love story was so powerful and so moving. I
yes,
love to see, and we're gonna probably have to have you come back and tell that story
yes. We
too.
will. We
Um,
will. That's definitely a story to tell.
because I love those underdog
Yes,
stories when the underdog wins, although Erica looks like she's 25, she's
yes.
not
She's
25, y'all. And love
51 this year.
happens
Yes,
later.
later. That's the key. You better keep write that down.
Yes,
That's
love
write that
happens
down.
later, and
Love
it's
happens
okay.
later.
Yes,
Yes,
it's okay. So we're gonna put a pin there, because we trying to inspire the entrepreneur. But
yes,
maybe sometimes that entrepreneur's in waiting, honey. She like, look, I'm about
exactly.
to celebrate such and such birthday, and I'm doing all of the things that God has called me to do,
Yes,
but
but
we need him to come hither.
exactly. And that's the noun. That's a noun, Lord.
Yes,
That's a noun.
yes. So we'll
Yes.
definitely have to share that a bit more. But
Hmm.
I want to talk to you before I let you go. I want to talk to you about your Forgiven brand, because
Mm,
that's what I've been seeing on social media. And the design is so unique. It's
yeah,
fire,
thank you.
right?
Thank
A
you.
lot of the things that I see you do, it, how can I say this? I don't want to offend anyone.
Hmm.
Um, but there is a level of elegance
Hmm.
in your work that you do. And
Yeah.
even like, I love this t-shirt that you created for me, but this was,
Hmm.
um I'm gonna put this kind of like in the basics. This was like your
Yes,
starter, like this is where you started
exactly.
out,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So
That was
where
in the
you're
early
at
stage.
now,
Hmm.
it's just got a unique look to it that
Hmm.
draws the eye instantaneously.
Yes.
And that's what I love. And so now you're rocking with the brand Forgiven. Tell us
Hmm.
where that came about, and what gave you the push to
Yeah.
go forward with that.
Yeah, what happened was, sis, to be honest with you, for the last, I want to tell the truth, for the last, this year, March, will make 2 years, I've been on this journey of inner healing.
Mhm.
My husband and I, we joined a church about 4 years ago, right after COVID ended. We were already in ministry, but God led us to move out of that ministry. And when we moved into the ministry that we're at now, thank God for men and women who truly hear from God and know that we were called there to that ministry. But when I went there, I have to be honest, I went there with the notion of, I'm going to support my husband because I know the ministry that's in him, and that he needed what he needed to for his ministry to evolve, because he served men. He needed to be in that space. So I was like the good wife, yes, we're going to go. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to support you. I love people, don't get me wrong, but I didn't realize how broken I was as it related to ministry. And
Mhm.
so as got I sat down and got tucked in. It's almost like tucking the baby away. They fight in that sleep. And then eventually, I kept hearing God say, like, this is your season. And not the season where I'm gonna explode and everybody, but my season to sit and really begin to let him get into the heart of me. And so, long story short, that's where I've been. And we've grown. We graduated from one part, and then we decided together to go into the second part. And that part was really inner healing is totally different from the surface healing that I was used to learning about church. It was pretty much come get. And I love church. I love ministry, but I love God more. And I knew there was more, right? I knew for my relationship to get better with God, there was something that was blocking. Like I knew him as God the Father, but I didn't know him as dad. Like I wasn't letting him have all of me. So I've been on this journey of inner healing tied with the word of God. Everything aligns with the word of God. And as God began to reveal to me different things that from childhood, sis, it would take a whole session just to talk about. Sometimes he would share with me. And so now I know when something feels bad, or if I have a notion or someone, judge, I have the tools to say, okay, where's that coming from, Erica? Why are you feeling that? So as one day I was just talking to the Lord, and he was like, there's one part of you that I still need healing. And I'm like, okay, God, like, yeah, I'm doing inventory. I'm like, God, I didn't forgave the biological father. I'm starting. I'm like, what else, God? He says, and you're right. You've forgiven so many people, and now I need you to forgive you. When you start learning, even though you may look at the situation, I did nothing wrong.
Yes.
But in everything, there's two people and something was wrong. Whether I thought it, whether I indulged in it, whether I was the one who initiated it. I was great at self-sabotaging, younger in my, like, before you hurt me, I would hurt you. Before you leave me, I would leave you. So there was a lot of people that I'm sure that I too, had some, they had walked away with hurt as well. So when I heard him say that, I'm like, okay, God. He was like, when I can have all of that, then like I'm taking you to another level. And I figured, and I know this is Holy Spirit, so I can't take credit, but what I figured, if I can't be the only one, Lord, and that's when he confirmed, no, this is a word that I need you to speak into the lives of those who. So when people ask me, it becomes a conversation piece, and I may not be able to tell them the whole story, but I can tell them I know what it's like to walk in unforgiveness. I know what it's like to hold pain, and I know what it is like. I say, but when you say I forgive them, you cannot leave out forgiving you.
Yeah.
And when you learn to forgive yourself, it becomes easier for you to forgive others. And I'm talking about quickly. I'm not talking about 1 month. I'm not talking about 1 day. No one gets to keep me, right? No one gets the authority to put me in the space of bondage or whatever you want to call it, right? And so that's where that came from. And then it was just, I didn't know, because again, I didn't test drive this one. When he said, I need you to launch it, that's what I did. I didn't test drive it. I didn't do my normal marketing. And so when people started saying, oh, I like that. Oh, I want that. And then I said, okay, I'll give you that. That's the way, people will say, right? And then so we went from the sweatshirts, and then I'm not a hat girl. I might have 2 hats I'm not a hat girl. I wear my hair short. I can't take credit. I was in a store that I normally don't shop at. I'm like, oh, that's a cute hat. I brought it home. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make a hat, right? And so, and then in December, I started making a declaration that I was gonna be more consistent on social media. I've been blessed with Brand Her Right because referrals is what keeps it going. But I'm looking to expand it. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make this commitment. I'm gonna be more present on social media, just not just for to make money, but to share the message. And so I said, okay, I am my brand. So as I started bringing my tripod with me everywhere, I make sure I have something on. And so exactly I had to expand, right? I started looking at my vendors. What can I get that's blanks and it'll look great with my brand? And so that all is strategy, sis. I can come up with so many things, but I know who I serve. I know the women. That majority are women, but I had men at this vendor at this conference. Their wives was like, oh, I'm gonna buy this for my husband, and they bought the Forgiven sweatshirts because they are unisex. So that's how Forgiven came about. And I still believe I'm just in a nook and cranny. I believe that he's gonna do journals. I believe that, and not the typical journals. I believe there's a message behind that, and God wants us to truly be healed. I mean, not just to show up and pretend. I
Right.
mean, the inner healing where you allow Him to have everything that does not look like Him so that He can take it and refine it and make
Yeah.
it better than it's ever been. And that's where forgiving came from, my own testimony.
I love it. And I'm just seeing it now. It's like, when you're wearing the brand, it's like you declaring. So we started the
Yes.
conversation talking about the word of mouth. It's about
Mhm.
you saying something without having to audibly open your mouth. And that's the way I feel about my t-shirts, because I
Mhm.
too have, numerous drawers full of
Yes.
t-shirts. And it's like during the pandemic, I that became like my uniform. That became
Yes.
all that I wore. I'm in the
Mhm.
house all day. So it was the t-shirts that were, and to this day, t-shirts is still like my go-to wardrobe. And if I can put it with
Yes.
a blazer or whatever, but it is about declaring.
Mhm.
I feel powerful when I wear my I didn't know my own strength t-shirt. I
Mm.
feel powerful when I'm wearing my brand. Like when I'm in
Yes.
the airport and I'm literally wearing my brand, it does something to me. And it's
Mhm.
like you're declaring to the world without even having to open your mouth. So when the days where we were wearing the mask and you people couldn't see your mouth, they couldn't see what you were saying, they could still read it. and i
Yes.
and i just see that, like wearing that shirt or whatever it's on that says forgiven.
Mhm.
I can see that
Yes.
as being a declaration, and that is the
Mhm.
declaration that we all need to proclaim, that
Yes.
we have not only forgiven others, but we have forgiven ourselves as well. So
Yes.
I thank you for that powerful message. So you guys, I have Erica's social media handles going. You can connect with her on Facebook. She's a cool lady. I'm telling you, you're gonna
Yes.
love her. So connect with her. We got her Instagram handles. You can follow
Mhm.
her on Instagram. And of course, we've got the website going so that you can check her out. You can see
Yes.
the work that she does in her ministry, because I do believe it is a ministry. When
It
you're
is.
helping someone cultivate the gift that God has given them, it's a ministry for you as
Yes.
well. So you all check her out with Brand Her Right. Take a look at that Forgiving collection. I'm telling you, it's something
Yes.
about it. It's going to catch your eye and you're going to be drawn to it. And of course, the link is in the bio for Merch That Matters, the ebook. That
Yes.
if you're thinking about starting this as a business, or like
Mhm.
she said, whether you just want it as like a brand awareness,
Yes.
or business, like, so whatever the spectrum is,
Mhm.
this ebook will help you. So make certain you click the link in the description box, get the information, because it doesn't hurt to have the information.
Yes.
Whether you're going to activate it, you're going to initiate it right now or next quarter, it's good to still have the information. Maybe this is something for the last quarter of the year. Maybe this is
Exactly.
something that
Yes.
God is going to give you the green light and say in October, go with it. But if
Yes.
you don't have the information, if you're not prepared in the first quarter, you're not going to be able to carry the ball the rest of the way when
That's
when
it.
it's go time. So
Yeah.
make certain you all are connecting. Make certain you're getting these items that are here for you to help to nurture this thought process in you.
Mhm.
Erica, it's been fabulous. We
Thank
definitely have
you.
to have you come back so we can talk
Yes.
more. But I want you right now just to take a moment in time to clear your heart. So, whatever's in your heart and your mind that you want to make certain that you say, that you release to the people who are watching, please, I yield the floor to you.
Thank you again. I so appreciate what you're doing. Listen, guys, I want to just first give applause to you for the work that you're doing, the ministry you're doing. Listen, if you are not following her and you don't have all your girls and all your people following her, you're missing out. I can tell, and I know because I know you, there's value in everything that you do. And that is what we're losing in this industry is the value. So I
Mhm.
first want to give you that. If I could give you a quote that I have inside of my merch that matters ebook, and it says, "Great merch isn't just seen; it's remembered." And so we've been talking about this the whole time,
Yeah.
right? We know Chick-fil-A, not because we eat there, but if they was to take away the word Chick-fil-A and you just and left the cow, you would remember them. I know sometimes people feel like, oh, well, they're a big, institution, corporation. Yeah, people are going to remember. No, they didn't start that way, right? Chick-fil-A wasn't there when I was born. I had
Yeah.
McDonald's, and
Come
then I
on.
started knowing about Burger King,
Yep.
right? All of those are still there.
Yes.
However, you have Chick-fil-A, you have a Wendy's, you have all of these,
Mhm.
various places, and you can choose where you want to go and eat, right? You can choose where you want to spend the money. So I just want to remind you, when you make it, we're going to kill this myth, and I'm going to be talking about that this week coming up, next week. This myth that says if you make it, they will come. If you start it, they will buy. That is a lie, and it's not the truth. Your
Mm.
family may come because they love you. Your girls may come, they love you. They're going to buy. But what happens after all of your girlfriends and your family? We want to build businesses, and we want to make sure we're providing what your people need. And that
Yes.
means if you have to stop selling everything you have and really get in the nooks and crannies and find out what is it my people, my tribe, my target audience, whatever you call them, what do they need? Find the need, meet the need, and I promise you, you will never have a problem with doing business, even in a saturated industry. God will allow you to stand out because that's how God works, right? And
Yeah.
so that's what I would like to leave with you. Don't give up. Keep doing it. Keep your heart open. But again, if God tell you today, shut it down so we can rebuild it again,
Hmm.
build it on a solid foundation. And I
Yeah.
promise you that your business will withstand through everything that comes, because we know as entrepreneurs or those who have 9 to 5, because I was there many years and we still run a business, it can be an up and down type of thing. It really can be. So I just want to encourage you, stay strong, get
Yes.
get back in there, don't give up, but listen to the words of the Holy Spirit. If
Yes.
he says shut it down, that's what you do. If he
Yeah.
says keep going, that's what you do. But just remember, great merch isn't just seen, it's remembered. Or if people aren't remembering your brand, then that means you have some room to grow.
I love it. I love it. Wow, that was so good. Thank you so much, sis, for
You're
stopping by.
welcome.
I appreciate you for your yes. Hang out for just a second. Let me give the
Yes.
people their marching orders. I hope y'all heard her. If y'all got to go back and watch this again and again, y'all better do what you need to do to put that on repeat, that you heard her, because that was such an encouraging word. And you can take that and you can apply it to wherever you're at. So even if you're not thinking of starting a business, even if you're not interested in doing a merchandise business, it is about taking those words and taking heed to it and applying it to wherever you're at. So listen to the Holy Spirit. Let Him drive this thing. So you stop wrecking it into the walls. But I thank you all for tuning in today. That was so good. That's still just resonating, and it's what I needed to hear. It may not have been what you needed to hear, but it's exactly what I needed to hear. So I hope you all were blessed by it. Make certain you share this out with somebody. You know somebody in business that can use this word of encouragement, and make certain you are following Erica Michelle Bailey. She's going to keep dropping these gems. So make certain you're in position to receive it. If you love this episode, I would admonish you to hit the like button, hit the share button, and most importantly, subscribe. And I will see you all back on the next episode of the Black Girl Encourage Her, where we're going to bring you more goodies and more new people for you to put in your connection pockets, right? So you won't ever have to say that you're alone in your journey. You'll know somebody who can help you along the way. So you all be abundantly blessed, and I will see you again next week. Take care.